Alright, alright, alright. Let me get this shit going. Give me, oh, I already lost all my monetization. I'm cooked. Alright, Alright, it is time for the JJDL tier list stream. Bro, people are not ready for this. They're not ready for the vision that I cooked up with the JJDL tier list this time around. People, I don't know how many people in John's server know my vision for Draft League. They're about to learn. Get ready to learn all the Pokemon are banned. Big time, buddy. See, Maggie is shown in the background. She will not be here probably for most of the stream, but that's fine. We got a lot of work to do. Because this is apparently supposed to be now ready for, like, super soon. Because John decided the league is starting, like, at least he wants to send apps out this Saturday, which is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Sorry, I had to get an episode of New Girl that we were watching at some point. Alright, we'll give everyone a minute to get in. I think John said he's plugging this in his server, so we'll give him a minute to do that, because partially what I want people to do is get their feedback in for the tier list as I complete this, because it's going to be very important for the enjoyment. So handsome. Oh, thank you, John. You're so nice. So nice. We're going to finish the tiers. I don't actually know how much work needs to go into these, to be honest. I think I've banned everything I wanted to. I think I have. I talked to Kaz about it, and I think we're good on bans, but that we're gonna have to go through the rest of the tiers, because I think we have to bring prices a little bit up to match what we ban. So as everyone gets in, welcome to the stream. We're gonna be doing the rest of the tier list for JJDL. Don't ask me anything else about JJDL format or anything. I honestly don't know that much about it, but John tasked me with doing the tier list, and if you don't know my opinion on Gen 9 draft, I'm very outspoken against Gen 9 and all of the broken Pokemon within Gen 9. So we're doing a league where I'm banning basically everything, and we're kind of starting, I wouldn't say starting from scratch, but we're kind of building a metagame without all the broken stuff, and it's going to feel a little bit like Gen 8 almost, is kind of what I would liken it to. And a lot of the threats are going to be more balanced. You're going to have a lot more interesting gameplay, I think, as a result. So a lot of the Pokemon are gone. You're going to see Pokemon like, the classics like Iron Valiant are gone, Darkrai gone, DOS gone, Dragapult. All of those Pokemon are out of here. We've banned them immediately. We've even taken the liberty to take Pokemon like Chi-Yu is gone, Gouging Fire. I've even banned Sneasler, but that's a personal vendetta I have against Sneasler. I'm asset tiering, I'm not bad at tiering. So Sneasler, is an example, one of the Pokemon gone. I just dislike Direclaw, and I'm very much against the concept of complex ban. Is there a link for the full ban list? I've been asked that before. I didn't think to do that. I really should have done that, to be honest. I should have made the effort to actually put what I banned. But kind of in short, what I've banned is, and Maggie's already leaving. Let me bring up, I was going to bring up the BBR Season 8 doc for a second, which would have been, bro, I would have got a big slap on the wrist. But welcome everyone who's joined already. So I'm looking at the BBR Season 7 doc as an example here for this. So, like, DOS is gone, Dragapult is gone, Urshifu is gone, Chiyu, Gouging Fire, Iron Valiant, Palafin is gone as well, Spectrier, Ursaluna, and then stuff like Sneasler and Urshifu Rapid are also gone. I don't think I banned anything, like, below that. I feel like there was, like, one Pokemon, like, in the super lowish tiers that I banned, just out of, like, personal hatred, not because it's good. But I can't remember which one it was, to be honest with you. But in short, that's what is done. And I think what that creates is a lot more of a balanced metagame. There's still a few Pokemon I kind of am considering putting on the chopping block still, and that's Goldango. Is kind of the last one left. Torrentee stayed. Must be because he's a fraud. Look, all I'm going to say is, if you look at stuff like the Torrentee and Iron Bundle, it was a Spothra. That's what it was. Yes. A Spothra is really, really bad. Oh, no, that guy's still here. No, he's still here. Wait, where is he? It's here. No, we banned him in the format I'm doing with Owen. We banned that guy. I feel like there's something else. But I have to go through the doc and come up with the full ban list at some point. That I can probably do. I think that would be actually pretty good to do. That'd actually be really fun to do as like an intro to the season. So, John, hold me to do that, because I know how to figure it out. I just have to do it. I'm going to deal with my cat first. She is already begging to get out of the room. Maggie, you got to go, bud. I'm sorry, but I can't be dealing with you all day today. We got way too much work. We got way too much work to finish off this friggin' tier list. But as I said, we got mostly everything banned. At this point, what we have to do is figure out... Basically, we have to figure out the pricing. This guy's putting his terrible opinions in both leagues I do on this. Look, this metagame is going to be fun. What happened in the game I love? The game I love is Season 2, Episode 25, A New Girl. That's the game that I love, personally. But all I'm going to say is, if you watch that episode at like 3 a.m. my time, it might be on site. It might be on site. That's all I gotta say. Great Tusk is the definition of a balanced top tier. I'd say so, yeah. It's like, this is kind of like the kind of Pokemon I like at the top. Like, Garchomp is a great example. Like, Garchomp is probably better than a lot of the Pokemon I ban. But it's actually an interesting Pokemon to play with. And it's not like overbearing. Like, a lot of teams are just naturally going to have Pokemon that answer Garchomp really well, or prevent it from running a lot of the problematic sets. For the fact for a solid second I read sub only as member only, I feel very cringe. Yeah, I don't have members yet. Maybe that's that can be a goal for the end of BBR season, is we somehow get to members, which is like double my watch hours that I've had in the last year over the next couple months. But all right, let's get into it. We're going to start in 17 and 18, and I think we're just going to fill out the tiers as we go. As you get to the bottom of the board, like into like the 10s to like 3s, like that's not really going to change too much. Unless people have like really big opinions on those. I'm not like super big into tiering that kind of stuff, so ban spec please. Oh, don't worry. If there's a Pokemon you want banned, it's probably already gone. That's what I would say. So we're going to start with 18. I kind of like 18. I think 18 is really solid with these 4 mons. I don't think anything else really gets into 18 in this type of board. I think the 18 is super solid. I don't know what else I would put in there. Ban Psychic 2 LP? True. Go better than 2-6 is sub goal. That's crazy hate. I've made semifinals of the last league I was in, and people are still bringing up the times that I fail. In a vacuum, I'm like on a heater right now. I'm on a heater right now. People just are hating to hate. Ever since Clean Slate March, it's just been a W all around. Get our Chaladon out of here. No, our Chaladon's fire. That Pokemon's really cool. I like that. I could see why you might say that, but that guy's super. That guy's super fire. Terrapug. Well, I guess I should also clarify that Terra is banned in this league as well. So like keep that in mind. there's like Terra stuff like here along the side. It's just not removed from the dock yet. And I'm pretty sure that John has moved this to a new dock. So I don't know. The one I'm on, I don't know is the final dock. I'd argue Terrapago is up there with the 18s. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I think I kind of feel the vision with that one a little bit, especially with this tier list. That Terrapagos is up there. We're talking about it with it's funny, I'm doing like because of these two like streams that I'm doing where we're building Owen's Nat decks and I'm building the Jjdl tiers. I've heard a lot of opinions on like the tier list in general the last like week or so. Terrapagos I feel like could definitely have an argument for 18. If I move the way I look at it, let me move Terrapagos up there for now, because I kind of want to make, where is this guy here? I'm gonna make him 18 for now just to kind of see what that looks like, because I kind of see the vision here for this guy being 18. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do see the vision. Did that not work? Did that not? Oh, it did work. Okay. Bundle saying legal's interesting. He's been accused of being a fraud, but still got you to not being a commentary user. Realize not a one that wins games on its own. Access to stab free share is enough. The reason that I still leave bundle, and I know it's got. I'm gonna just delete this because this is bothering me. How do I change the color? What color is this? Change the color. Why won't it work? Okay, whatever. I'll leave that. I think the problem I have with Iron Bundle is I think that having prepped and played against it enough, I think it's really difficult to bring the sets consistently that punish teams. It's really hard to bring booster energy on that Pokemon effectively. It's really hard to bring specs. And if people are bringing specs, there's a lot of tools in your arsenal to handle this Pokemon, unlike a lot of the other top tiers. Like, realistically, that's kind of my thing. I see the vision. I think partially is I don't think Iron Bundle is realistically a great Pokemon. I kind of treat it in the same way that I would treat, not Ogerpon Hearthland, that's kind of an odd thing to say. But like its best utility, being a Pokemon, is something that comes in as a heavy-duty boots Pokemon. And if that's kind of its best scenario, there's a lot more that you can do lower down the tier list. Selfest stops it pretty hard. Like, this would be an exercise that would take like hours to do. And it's kind of like why, like, I feel like we have to play so many games to get to like an optimal tier list, and why tier lists feel like they take like months and years to even get perfected, which is why you still see like the ORAS tier list changes to this day. Like, we'd have to do so many calcs to walk through it, and I think stuff like a Selfest is like does a lot to bring like the average defensive Pokemon the ability to counteract it. What I can get a hidden and flip turn U-turn out. That's true. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, it's good at doing, it's good at dealing a lot of damage. I think it's got built-in inconsistency as well with Hydro Pump, because it's only real water move. So like you have like basically Ice Stab, which is very like basically your only powerful inconsistent stab. So I don't know. It's a Pokemon that I think is good, but I think there's a lot of built-in risk for it, which I think is not also a great play experience. Like, I would never draft Iron Bundle because I don't like the built-in risk aspect of missing Hydro Pump. But then I want to see if it's a fraud or not myself. Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't think it's a fraud. Like, I'm a really big Torn guy. Like, I've loved using Torn T. I've used it in, like, every generation. It's been legal in draft, pretty much. I think that, like, the missing moves is, like, that like built-in risk I think is fine, and I like will forego it. I'll not worry about it for Torn because I love that Pokemon. I think Iron Bundle, its just usage is so limited outside of clicking buttons that, you know, Stealth Rocks is just such a good way to play around it that I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I do like Terrapagos in 18. I think that Pokemon's really, really good, and especially in a board without Terra and without a lot of the broken mons. it, you do have to be, I think you have to be a little bit more aggressively costing on some of these things. And that's why I want to start to move some of this board and shift it up a little bit more, just to account for that. What else do we want to do? So now let's look. So I think 18 is good for now. We'll, my cat just freaking let back in. And I swear, if she causes even more problems, I'm going to be super, super pressed. I used bundle and VGC draft before. It was incredible there. It's obviously quite different. Yeah, I really like it in VGC too. When I was testing for LA Regionals, my first team was a Miraidon Iron Bundle because I think that combination was really powerful. It didn't end up working out that way in VGC. Maggie, you're not getting this water on my desk. There's a 0% chance of that happening, big dog. Dude, if you could see my cat, she's eyeing this glass of water on the desk. You can maybe argue Gren in 18. We're going to get there in 17. Alright, yeah, she's had enough of looking at this water. Yeah, let's get into 17 and talk about what's in 17. Enamorous, I think, is really good in 17. I think it's a really good Pokemon. Obviously, this Pokemon's been really good with Terra, but I think it's really good without. Greninja, I think Greninja is solid in 17. I have Greninja and Meowscarada. I think not equivalent, but pretty close in 17. Alright, this cat's already gone. I'm so done with this. This cat is going to interrupt this stream like 10 more times. Maggie, big dog, you gotta go. She doesn't... No, she's... I literally just fed her.
Oh, shut up, Maggie.
Come on. She wants the water on the desk. She wants the water on the desk. Go upstairs and play. Well then, upstairs. Go play. Oh my goodness. Yeah, alright. Hopefully that I'll have to deal with her. Man, Ant, you're on my wavelength right now. Ant, you are on my wavelength. So yeah, Greninja and Meowscarada I think are good in 17 points. They're not like takeover, like these Pokemon here are not like takeover threats. You can maybe argue Roaring Moon, but I think Roaring Moon has enough like natural counterplay in the metagame to warrant being 17. I don't think it has the same takeover potential as the Mons up here. Enam, Greninja, Lai, and Meowscarada, I think these four Pokemon are really solid in 17. I think they've established themselves there. I think the role that, like, especially Greninja and Meowscarada play, I don't think is as impactful as the Pokemon above. The question, so a few things that are brought up in chat. Ant suggested to move Walking Wake down, and I'm going to be honest with you, this guy's moving way down for me, at least at the start. Walking Wake for me is like at least in, like, it's gonna start in 15 for me. Like it's at least starting in 15. And Kiram can move up. Apologies for the dogs in the background. The people are at the house now. I think we can move. I don't want to put this in 17, but I'm gonna put it in 16 for now. Because I do think we need to get. We do need to bring stuff into 17 a little bit here. But Wake has to go down. Walking Wake is... And, like, even, like, Walking Wake in the summer seasonal tournament, so the Smogon draft tournament, this one's going to be in, like, 12, dude. Like, this one is, like, super... Yeah, what's the dog doing? Yeah, apologies for that. You can enjoy them barking for the next couple of minutes. Walking Wake is really fallen off. I think it's a really good Pokemon. I think part of the problem with Walking Wake is that for it to be good, you have to have some real undraftable mons on your team. Is the part of the problem. I understand like the try to find a switch in. It's new gen all Lucha. That's kind of what it feels like. Is that like you run the calcs with Walking Wake and everything looks really good in the calc and in the builder, and then when you play the game, like you have to try to get in like a Ninetales or a Torkoal that just like you end up losing that Pokemon just to the fact that it's so difficult to get in and like really leverage effectively. And then like you get your Walking Wake in under the sun, and like they have like enough to figure out how to deal with it over those sun turns, and then they just end up it requires a lot to go right, is kind of my thinking with it. So I'm kind of, I wouldn't say over this guy. I think we're gonna keep him in 15 because without Terra, I do think it's gonna be one of the more powerful options in this format. So I'm gonna keep it at 15 for now. I'm not gonna put it like 13 and 12 like other leagues. Like that might be a step too far for this board, at least right now. Wake doesn't need to be in Sun though. It doesn't, but for it to be overbearing, it does. And I find that gouging fire, I think it's a little bit more power to push through because of the nature of its typing. I feel like the fire type is a lot better of a type offensively. In this format, at least in my opinion. I can see why people like it. I think in practice it's just a mon that looks great in the calc, but once you get into the games, it's super awkward to really position and use effectively. The real thing we need to do now is move some Pokemon from 16 into 17. The first Pokemon I really want to move up is Gholdengo. I know people overrate this guy in Wi-Fi, but I think this Pokemon is just such a... Actually, I think Latias is the first Pokemon. I think Gholdengo is going to move up too, if I had to guess. I think that Pokemon is really, really good in this generation, but I think Latias moves up as well. I'm more afraid of Quackaball. Alright, I see the vision now, but maybe we're hating a little bit. I probably should have not deleted the free from here. Look, John will figure out the doc. He knows what he's doing. I think Latias is really, really good in this metagame with a lot less toxic. It's only overbearing with Terra, but I think it's just a really, really good mon in general. I think it's a lot better than most of what's in here. I think Gholdengo, if I move Gholdengo up, because I think that mon is super shiesty as well. And kind of the reason we're moving things up at least a little bit, I wouldn't say arbitrarily, is we want to make sure that we're actually spending all the points. One of the things I noticed in LTM is we had like insane teams because like the board wasn't adjusted up as much. So I want to make sure I account for that as much as possible here. And I think this board does a good job of that right now. I think this is a good 18-17 right here so far. I don't think anything else in 16 really comes up. You could argue Iron Hands, but I think Iron Hands is enough. I think Iron Hands is a decent first option, but you really want to pair Iron Hands with one of the Pokemon up here that I kind of like. It feels in 16 to me still here. I don't think there's anything else I want up in 17 or 18 right now, if I had to guess. Lander's up surely with a bunch of top picks removed. I think it's more difficult to revenge kill. That's fair. That's fair. I could see Lando going up. If I move Lando going up, I have to fix the dock, which is a little bit... that does give me some pause, but no, that is far from where we want. If you don't own Corviknight, you don't own a switch in. Oh, God. What did I do? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe this guy stays at 16 because I broke the dock. Okay, I broke the dock, guys. We can't put him in 17 just yet. Maybe on the official dock we put him in 17. I think that's the only Pokemon that I could see moving up, but I'm confident with it in 16 still, I think. The sheer amount of things above 100 speed is crazy power creep. That's true. That is true as well. Dude, I swear, these dogs are barking... Or this, I guess that's the one dog that's barking at madness right now. I'm confident with 18 and 17 right now. I could see Landorus moving up, but I'm good to keep that not up for now. Let's go into 16 and see what we move up from 15. This is where it gets difficult because I feel like there's not... It's going to be harder to make arguments for these Pokemon being on the same tier. The first one that comes to mind is Samurott. I think Samurot's really, really good in Gen 9. This is like slowly becoming one of the best Pokemon, especially as a round 2 pick, especially to pair with some of the guys kind of up top here. I think Samurot's really, really good, and I think we should probably tier it accordingly, especially where we don't have a lot of Terra. We don't have Terra and we have less threats. So the hazard setting... the hazard setting of Samurott, I think, is going to be really, really valuable in this metagame. Um, so I think Samurott in 16 makes a lot of sense at this point. Manaphy in 16, I'm like less convinced. I feel like it could belong in 15. Samurott's insanely underrated. I think it's weird. I feel like people draft it in the correct positions. They draft it early and often, but like for some reason the points are just never adjusted to account for that in the tier list. Like it's just not accounted for in the tier list, which is interesting to me. I'm gonna move that up. The only other Iron Treads I think is an interesting argument to go up. I think Manaphy should go down. I think that Pokemon is pretty mid. I'm gonna move this over here because it's bothering me. And once again, as I said, apologies for the dog barking in the back. I don't know why they're still barking. So yeah, the Pokemon that I'm interested in moving up right now, just make it more. Dude, I'd pay 16 for this guy easily, like not even a question. Yeah, so the guys that I want to move up, Ogerpon Wellspring, I think definitely a guy I want to move up. That Pokemon's really, really good. I think that guy I want to move up to 16. I think Trez is weird because I feel like I see it drafted like pretty consistently high in DPL. A lot of people I hear like really like it, but I've just never seen the vision for it, and I've never seen it played that much. So it's hard for me to get a good grasp on Iron Treads in Gen 9 because I just don't have the reps having seen it. I definitely want to move the Ogerpon up, that's for sure. All right, oh my god, I'm losing my mind doing this tier list. I'll kind of default to the chat a little bit. If you guys feel like Treads can move up, then Treads can move up. Super condense rolls, that's true. Yeah, roll compression is going to be pretty important in this draft board. I think this is a super solid 16. I really like this 16. The only thing here, like the only Pokemon here that I think could drop is Baxcalibur. The question is like I think Bax is not great. I worry that like if you put it to 15, does like Bax become just too high value? Like, do you consider Bax something like Kingambit in that sense? I'm just super low on it because I had like non-Terra Bax in like GBU and it wasn't great, but I wonder if I ran into a lot of maybe I just ran into a lot of like fairy types and a lot of bad matchups like that. That just like it was just not that I just ran into a lot of situations where it wasn't going to be good. But I like these first tiers so far. I think these are looking really good. This means Zacian is true. That is true. That is true. All right, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting, and we start to get really into like how much of the board can we actually move up, and versus like how much of this like actually changes when like we do this type of format. Let's look at 15. I'm pretty confident everything in 15 can stay in 15, at least for now. Walking Wake, I can see an argument for being in 14, but I'm not like, that's not something I'm like super interested in doing with this tier list. I don't know if that there's really a point to doing that. Lando T and Raging Bolt, I think, are two Pokemon in 14 that could probably easily slot themselves into 15 and be very good there. Maybe something like Volcarona is really good, but I think it's Gyapdos also in 15 is like very weird. I think that Pokemon is like kind of in the same tier as like Walking Wake, and that they're very like, in theory they're very powerful, but like the theory behind Walking Wake and Zapdos Galar like very rarely plays out. I think I like the Lando T and I like Raging Bolt up initially. I kind of like that start. Because I think people really dislike John's not here, so I'm gonna save my Raging Bolt or my Iron Boulder takes for when he's here. The Iron Boulder has been a very heavily contested topic in BBR when we did the BBR tiers. I would show the BBR tier list, but then that would leak the drafts going on right now for BBR, which I obviously don't want to do at this point. I think 14 is fine. I think there's like a really mixed bag of people who think he's like 12, 13 and like unplayable. And then people who think he's like 16, 15 and is like super broken. I like, for me, like, we just don't have enough information on it. Like, you have seasons like John, which like he just smokes people with it. And then I see other seasons where it just is like useless. It doesn't do anything. So I think in 14, I think it's kind of a thing to get more data on it. But yeah, Lando T, just like, it's not as good in this generation, but there's so much less powerful tools to take advantage of it without Terra that I think it's still going to be very useful as an intimidation pivot. Why Petrunt up here? Petrunt, you got to see the vision with Petrunt. Like, let me tell you, Petrunt's fire. This guy's so good. I think, like, there was argument. We talked about banning this guy in the national decks thing that Owen and I are doing, because this guy's just super ridiculous as a Pokemon. His ability is crazy. That's a threat. Like, Malignant Chain is like, yeah, this Pokemon is really, really good. If you have not played against a Petrunt, once you play against a Petrunt, you'll start to understand. I think like it's one of those Pokemon that could go higher as we play more. I think like 15 could be low. It's one of the better 15s. No clue they gave it recover. Dude, I don't know what to say. I think banning would be like, banning as like an idea is mainly for like not enjoying playing against it. It wouldn't be like for power level, of course, but Petrunt's really, really good. And I think it really belongs in 15. It's better than a lot of the guys in 15 right now. I'll tell you that much for free. That Pokemon's really, really good. I think that Pokemon's really, really good. What else do we put up? So we put Lando up. We put Manaphy down. I think Manaphy's down on par with a lot of the Pokemon here. I think like as a setup sweeper, it's still going to be really good, and you need power in this format to account for no Terra in the bans. So I think it's fine in 15. I could see it like on a regular board and even going as low as 14. But I think this Pokemon suits well here. I think Raging Bolt suits well here. I didn't use it great in BBR. I think like I struggled a lot with like how to place it in a lot of matchups. But I feel like if you get in a sweet spot with your Raging Bolt, like you get like 16 points plus worth of value. I just find it difficult to really like get the vision on that Pokemon all of the time, especially without Terra. But that might be a skill issue for me with something like Raging Bolt. What else could we move up? I don't think anything else in 14 is really good. I think someone mentioned Rillaboom. I don't see the vision for Rillaboom being higher than this, to be honest. I think it's good, but I just don't see... I don't think it's a better Pokemon than really anything in 15. The Raging Bolt's a better Pokemon than Zapdos and Iron Hands. Ooh, that's fighting words. That's fighting words. I think one thing that I've noticed in BBR is people really overrate Zapdos. I think people really overrate Zapdos. I think it's really good. Zapdos like is probably one of my picks for one of the best Draft League Pokemon of all time. I think it's a much more useful Pokemon than Raging Bolt in this metagame. Like, I'm sorry, like it's got so much going for it. And Iron Hands is just like Iron Hands. Look, I don't own any Pokemon cards, but I bought this when I was in LA. I bought the Through the Wall Iron Hands. This card is so fire. This card, oh my god. I don't like collect Pokemon cards, but this card's just too fire to not own a version of. I love it. The Iron Hands is so sweet. And I can say, I was like walking around the hall like looking for that. I was on the hunt for that Iron Hands. I think the thing is, even if you don't use Iron Hands effectively, you'll accidentally like kill something. It's hard to not kill something with Iron Hands. If you click attacks, like something will just eventually die. Multiple times it goes, yeah. I think Zapdos is a little bit overrated. I think it's still more useful than Raging Bolt, though. I think it's just like the floor on Zapdos is a lot higher than Raging Bolt, which I think matters a lot as well in draft, especially in this format. Cornerstone, 13 to 14. Yeah, let's start to get to the 14 because I don't think anything else really needs to move to 15 right yet. We can do like a final Passover later. I might do one more stream of this like in like a day or two. After we do this, we get to kind of to forget it a little bit and kind of get back into some fresh mind. Cornerstone, best lead in draft. I really like Cornerstone. I think Cornerstone was like kind of like the forgotten child, honestly, and I think people are like slowly turning around to that guy being like super powerful. I'm really about that. I think the Cornerstone Ogre Pawn is very, very good, and I would love to have a chance. I honestly like. I'm like pretty sure I'm playing in Jjdl. I'm not like 100% sure yet. I probably will. I will waffle and like maybe maybe won't play, but I probably end up playing. I really want to try this Ogre Pawn. Cornerstone. I really think that guy is really, really good. I'm trying to think what else in 13 or 14 I really want to put up. And I don't know if there's anything else that I really want to put in 14. Nothing in 14 besides maybe Dragonite screams to me as like being really, really overwhelming at its price point. I think Dragonite is like probably the best Pokemon left. No shut you. Yeah, that's the problem. I'll see this tier list. I'm like, wow, this is like my baby. This is like I put this masterclass together. Dystopia might. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All I'm saying is you do not want me in JJDL Civil War. Other Pokemon I might like to put up is Gliscor. Gliscor without Terra to pressure it, I think could be really, really frustrating to deal with. I think Gliscor and Dragonite are my only Pokemon I think really interested in moving up. And I could see, like, Gliscor for me is on the short list of Pokemon that I might move up. Metagross from 13 to 14. I see that, yeah. I'm down to do that. I think Metagross is really, really good. Oh, that's too high. 14. I see the vision there. Yeah, Metagross is really good. Correct, I don't want you to. That's crazy. You don't want to catch me in JJDL. It's gonna be peak for you if you catch me in JJDL. So yeah, I like Metagross up here. We're gonna need to bring some guys into 13, but I have an idea, some ideas on some guys that need to get up here into 13. Metagross, I think everything else kind of like belongs in this tier. I think like the power of this tier like it makes a lot of sense. I think everything is kind of logical in here. I wouldn't move anything. There are a lot of Pokemon. There's some. I think it's time to start moving some things around. Like this 13 to 10. This is like where we like really start cooking. Why is Infernape in 14? That guy's like 11. 11. No, Infernape is still decent. Hold on. Let me open up. I should probably open up Showdown just to like have as like a reference point. Ricky's just observing. Yeah. Don't worry. We got the, you can enjoy the vision. I don't know, this guy, oh, of course I have it cut off in the sense that you can't see everything. It's still got a lot of really good utility, man. Bro, I did not know it got a fire outrage. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that. I don't know, it's still got a lot of the same utility as it does before, and it's still a knockoff Stealth Rock, U-turn, bot. Like, it's still got all of the utility it had before. It still has Sword Stance. It still has Nasty Plot. Like, it still has all of the good things in draft that it always did. Like, I think it's just a very versatile, good mon. Yo, what's up, Cherokee? Congrats, by the way, on getting your members today. I saw that was on your community post today. So congrats on that. That's super awesome. Your set's been killing it in P4G the last couple of weeks. We've been watching a lot of the games in call, and it's been super sweet to see. Things that we want to move up to 13. I gotta catch up in chat after I waffled about things for a bit. About Infernape. But Power Creep hit it really hard, but like we banned a lot of the things that you would Power Creep out. You know what I mean? Like we're at a point like our top tier is just so different than before. Alright, we need to move some things up into this tier because we're starting to run out of Pokemon in this tier. Screamtail is one Pokemon I want to move up. I love the value that Screamtail provides, At 12, I don't know why these dogs are still barking. What's good? Yo, what's up, Hunky? I think Screamtail is one of the best Pokemon, like, for value. Even at 13, I think Screamtail is really, really good. Like, I think this Pokemon is probably, like, the best defensive fairy. Corviknight up? No, not a chance. I said that really aggressively. We could probably move it into 13. I could see that. I just think, like, Corvi's one of the best birds in the format. I don't know about all that, but it's a good Pokemon in this format, certainly. I think Screamtail, like, it's a really, really good defensive Pokemon, and it has an unreal speed tier at that Pokemon. Like, there's a, like, being a Pokemon that can regularly take, like, a lot of defensive hits, while also having speed to utilize Encore effectively is just an unbelievable combination. Every time I've drafted this guy, like, 3 times. Corv is so bad in my book. That's my thing. I think Corv is really bad. This is one of the first things I did was put this guy in, like, 12. I think I've even put, like, Skarmory into 11. I'm probably going to put Skarmory in, like, 10. I think these Pokemon are, like, they just don't do anything. I think Corvi I can see because, like, Corviknight has so much more offensive potential. People just don't use it. Like, the argument is always, like, it's just a good defensive pivot, which is fine, but that's not really a relevant role as much nowadays. But Wish Passing is so tough with all the offense. You don't even need Wish Pass for it, honestly. One of the things that, like, I don't know if this is a shift in mentality of my building, but, like, you almost, like, treat Gen 9 as, like, you're playing a Nuzlocke or, like, the Rad Red AI. Someone said that, I feel like. It's like I played like I was playing the Rad Red AI when building, or, like, in the game or something. I forget who said it. This feels like something like a Jason thing that he would say. But it's honestly kind of true, and, like, in the sense that, like, a lot of the sequences, because they can be so predetermined with, like, the power of some of these Pokemon and kind of the linear way that you play some of these threats, that a Pokemon, like, Screamtail's, like, the perfect Pokemon to play into those, like, super linear scenarios that are, like, super predictable. Because of the fact that it's very good defense and very good speed is, like, such a powerful combination. I think, like, Fast Encore just is, like, it's just broken, like, as a thing to have. Which is kind of, I don't know. Router AI is kind of funny, but I don't know. That's kind of how I see Screamtail. I think it's 13, like, not even close. Other Pokemon that could go up. Nothing here is moving me. Like, I could see Corviknight. I really like Arcanine. I think Arcanine's a really, really good Pokemon. But it's kind of really limited in how often it can be effective. Like, when it's effective, it's real good. But it's not. It has a lot of tough matchups. Let's play games inside. True. Monkey Dory could also move up. I feel like he's getting a little bit of inherently inconsistent, but I don't disrespect. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think the damage output on it is great, but it's not going to consistently provide that. So I like it in 12 still. Skeletors can move up. I think Skeletors is, like, a really, really good Pokemon. It's one of those, you know, it's kind of a good catch-all for a lot of things. Why is Kingdra here? Oh, bro, I don't know what. Bro, I don't even know what. I don't know what Kingdra's doing here. That's a great question. We'll throw that guy into 11. I don't want to, like, move it too much. Once you get to this part of the board, this is where I struggle to, like, figure out how things, like, realistically make sense in, like, the grand scheme of things for the draft board. So we might have to go through this a few times. Why is John calling me on stream? Hold on. Hello?
Okay, Sabrina Carpenter's new song is that.
Her new song's not great. I'll give it that.
Oh, God. Okay, well, you hyped it up. I thought it was going to be good.
It's okay. Like, it's a decent song, but...
Are you still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming. We're at, like, 12 right now.
Alright, well, I'm about to be home, so I might call you when I get home.
Yeah, call in the Discord chat with Star. Oh, Central just saw that I put Ninetales Alola at 10 points. They saw the trap. Ninetales Alola.
Oh yeah, the classic Keegan Gambit.
Yeah, the Ninetales Alola at 10 point. People still won't draft that guy. That guy's still terrible. But
Okay,
Jayla's
I'll
crying.
let you get home.
All right, peace out. Classic. We'll deal with the rain stuff, I think, after, maybe. I don't know. Those I don't have a good opinion on because I feel like they never get drafted. So I've never seen them actually do anything. Let's see, 10 point. All right. That guy's Alola Ninetales. Can anyone tell me the last time they drafted Alola Ninetales and set up Aurora Veil in 2024? Like, can we look? I'm hearing out your guys' takes, and I'm being respectful. I'm standing on business on this one. None of you guys have drafted that guy. Have drafted Alola Ninetales and have used it in current year at 13 points. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, I'm sorry. There's no way you're gonna tell me that you're setting up Aurora Veils on turn 1 with the Alola Ninetales from Gen 9. I just don't believe it. I don't see it. This Pokemon was 10 points in the last in Sword and Shield, too. Was A-Drive? Yeah, A-Drive was playing draft the last time this Pokemon was used regularly. Do you know what I mean? Like, the reason I put it into 10, so if I look at NCP, shout out to NCP, by the way, the only Sword and Shield league that I did. Like, we had it 10 points here. In like a worse, I would say, like, this is a little bit more powerful of a metagame, of course. But like, it's 10 points. Like, this is where this Pokemon is. Like, I'm sorry, but like, as like an Aurora Veil setter, it just doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like mid. It was so much better for Ice Spam. You can send it. You can send as many as you want. I promise you, no one is draft. You can draft this guy at 10. And maybe we put into 11. It's not higher than that, I promise you. This Pokemon is, like, painfully mid. At best. The thing is, like, it was 10 points in SS and in Sword and Shield. I hate that form is called SS, by the way. That's just as, like, a side note. That's just crazy that flew in the that is what happened in Smogon. Then you just applaud. Fast Encore is like useful, and it's like good defensively. Alola Ninetales dies to everything in this format because it has the Ice type. That's the big problem. Is Ice type is horrible typing defensively. Bleed. I'll get to the top tier in a second. We're gonna waffle and argue about Alola Ninetales for a minute. The problem is, yeah, Swish. We'll call it Swish. We'll move it back. We'll just call it Sword and Shield or Swish. Swish had a lot of had like Slush Rushers that were good too. Like Arctozolt is a broken Pokemon, and like that made something like Ninetales, like, you definitely wanted to draft that Pokemon to enable Arctozolt. It'll look like it's looking like I'll end up with another team of full wise guy in this tier. Look, I just don't see the vision. If Ice Bat allowed Shen Pao. All right, now I'm getting trolled. You guys are trolling me now. It's a bad defensive typing is the problem. That's why I don't like this Pokemon. I might move it to 11 if that appeases the crowd a little bit more. But I don't see it higher than 10 or 11. It's just not really an effective Pokemon in that way. He applauded Screamtail for being bulky in addition to having fast Encore. As I said, there is a difference between a fairy psychic type and an ice fairy type. Yeah, exactly. It dies to this Pokemon dies to the whole metagame, like, realistically. I might put into 11, but for Bleedle's sake, because Bleedle just got here, well, we're going to move back to the top a little bit. We've kind of formulated some of the tiers from like the 14 to 18 range, and I think we're in a good spot there. But I think as we get down the tier list, we're gonna start to get to the real nitty gritty and kind of get in for the long haul. So right now, our 18 and 17, I think we're in a good. That's a crazy cock, SJ. That's so bad. Alone Ninetales is fraud. You doing the whole tier list this stream? Probably, yeah. We'll probably finish it. There might be some slight tweaks that we do. We might do some slight tweaks to things. Maybe things just don't make sense. But the goal is for this to all be done in this stream, and then this stream is like a reference for people who want to like reference the stream in the future to see decisions on why we made this specific tier list. What the hell is Kaz? We did it. Look at this tier list. We crafted the perfect Gen 9 tier list. I still would like to see this meta with Terra, but I'm not sold on how I would do Terra in this. I still like think the idea of like every Pokemon allowed with Terra if I did something with Terra, but then you have to ban so many more Pokemon. So this is what 18-17. This is what the top of the board looks like. So a lot of Pokemon just like entirely cut out of the metagame, and then things kind of shifted up to fill in the point gaps and things that like slightly become slightly better because of that. Roaring Moon is like 14 without Terra. Kaz, they were telling me that this guy needed to be banned still, even without Terra in this specific format. I don't like him. I think it's still powerful enough to be in the 17-16 range that like I'm okay with him there for now. I don't want to like completely throw the whole metagame on its head in this format because we're doing so much already. I think Roaring Moon will probably end up being in the 16-point value by the end of it, given this tier list. But I'm gonna keep it. Whoever said that needs to be putting together my McChickens, that's crazy. That's, you know, I knew Kaz was gonna come in here and start hating immediately on the tier list opinions. The main question I have for you, Kaz, because this has been, we're doing like the perfect national decks with Owen as well. What do you think of Terapagos? Blue had some like really strong opinions on Terapagos, like as a Pokemon too. I'm curious what you think of this Pokemon. We have it at 18 right now. I'm curious what you think of this guy, because this guy, I think people think this guy's really, really good in draft right now. That's the opinion. That's what the word on the streets are saying. Rest of the tier, yeah. I think like once you get like, I think like past that, it's like super micro adjustments, and like you just kind of have to like just like bring things up a little bit more to account for the fact that you nuked like 10 guys. It seems that's kind of where I'm at too. Like I had him in 17-ish, like 16, 17. Like every person I've heard use it say he's crazy. Well, yeah, he's packing guys. Like Amel ran some fades with Terapagos in BBR, and it's done well every time I've seen it. So I think it's 18 for now. I could see it being 17, but I think Terapagos, like if I had to guess in perfect information, it's probably better than everything in 17. If I had to guess, it's probably where we would end up. No, that guy's foolish. All right, back down to the bottom of the tier list. Everyone's still really not a big fan of Alola Ninetales in 10. I mean, by all means, as I said, draft that guy and then get back to me. Anything in 11 that could particularly move up, I think Torkoal could honestly move down as well, because we banned like some of the things that made Torkoal good. Smoked Everett is a safe 18. Yeah, I think it's a pretty comfortable 18. I think people are going to draft that guy like top 5 in this and be super happy. Like in this board, people are going to be super happy to have a Terapagos on their team. Yeah, in 11, I think we're at the point now where like, I don't know, Cobalion 11. Yeah, this guy. There's a lot of guys that like just are super troll and super not good. Iron Thorns in 10. Dude, Terrabug Iron Thorns fucking ran my life in LTN. That guy still gives me flashbacks. That guy's really scary. Ceruledge can maybe move up. I've heard like a lot of people have been like really high on Ceruledge recently. Is something I've heard. People like that guy. Klefki can move up. Klefki is like super good. Like I think like the opportunity cost on fairies is really high. in this generation, so I think you could like cost that into Klefki a little bit. as like it's a really good fairy. So I like that guy in 12. And then Skarmory, I think you can move down to 10. I think Skarmory is just like super kind of inconsequential. I think this guy's like a sack lead, to be honest. As much as I love Skarmory, and I did a video trying to make a case for this guy being good in this gen, I thought he was going to keep Defog, and he didn't. So that guy can't even hazard control well anymore. So that guy can go to 10. Oh my god, and Maggie's back. Dude, I swear, Maggie's going to make me lose my mind. The only other thing I see here that I could like really see an interest, Moltres. Moltres is kind of interesting. Moltres, I feel like Moltres stocks are like at an all-time high right now. In like all generations, everyone is like all about Moltres right now. Like, and maybe that's like also partially being an ADV player. Like people really like Moltres. That's something I could see moving up. Rotom Heat could also be a lot better too. Could be in 12. I think that Pokemon's really good. But I'm not super sold on like anything from this point on being moved up. It's oddly good. All right, I gotta deal with Maggie. I swear to God, Maggie, I'm gonna run your thing if you keep moving like this. Ben, what are you doing? Go play. All right, Maggie, I swear, if you need to run out of this move, riding for Skarmory's early 30s favor. No! Look, Skarmory, I think, yeah, I don't know. I like Skarmory. Skarmory, I think, has its role in ORAS, but I think at this point, like, you're paying for a spiker. You're paying a lot for a spiker. Is basically what it comes down to. I know John used it, he might hate it. Consider me... Dude, John, John, your Mons takes are so over. Your Mons takes are so over. That's all I gotta say. Something like Blastoise is interesting for 12, maybe. One of the things, I think Blastoise like was costed up, probably should not be on the 3D Kaz, this is crazy. Hold on. You thought this replay was gone, but I got a little surprise for you. If you want to talk about something that shouldn't be on the cart, hold on. Do I still have it? I'll call like 5 minutes, sure. Oh, I have to go on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What do I want? Dude, why do I search my channel name and get a John Jr. video? There's no way. Yeah, if I look at this video, this is a fire video, by the way. Dude, look at this professional graphics. How do I do it? I use a great replay in here, Kaz, that you'll love of Skarmory. Dude, look at that! Look at this, Kaz. Look, Kirby video. Do you remember this replay, Kaz, against our good friend Dracologue? Do you remember what happened in this game? Dude, look at Skarmory. The cuss tap, the double hazard in ORAS, generational. Did I maybe include that this helped enable this crit? Who's to say? Who's to say? But that's a replay that's gone. That's a replay that got Zerald, but I still got it in the back. I got that shit on lock in the back. The fucking bastard, true. I still got that replay a lot. That's on YouTube forever of you getting hacks. You left the crit. Look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Did it suit the agenda? Yes. Did I want to spend more time looking for Skarm replays? At that point in time, I really didn't. It did enough. It did the job. That replay's gotta use some. I don't actually have the full replay anymore because I deleted the Oh, John's calling. I deleted the replay of it, but John.
My Loki.
I'm gonna have to turn you up. Hold on.
It looks like you have maintained double digits.
Dude, this stream has been
You
going
gained 9 subs. Let's go.
I know, this has been a
Let's
fire
go.
stream. We've been cooking.
Yep.
We've been cooking today. Yeah, the replay. Yeah, I still got Kaz getting crit out of DPL in there. Look, you got to do it to him sometimes. All right, we're about an hour in, John. I don't know if you've seen. You ever got 6-0? No, you didn't get 6-0 like that. The game where I beat you is gone forever. I never saved that. Where I Mickey'd you. I didn't Mickey you. I played well. You just didn't get hacks. Imagine not already being subbed. True Central. Speaking of not being subbed, if you're in the chat and haven't liked the stream or subscribed, make sure to do that.
It's free.
It is free.
Viewers,
true. We're almost to
likes.
500. We're so close. We're 21 away.
Actually, you know what? I might act up. I might ping my server again and see if we get you to 500. I'll drop apps today.
Today is crazy.
Nah, fuck it.
Today,
it, right?
I mean, I committed to chat that we were doing the whole tier list today. The tier list will be ready. So John, before you do that, I guess do that, get people in, of course, out of my own self-interest. But I'll give you a little bit of the ins on the tier list, okay? I'll show you what we did. Because you know what? Are the Lotties equal now? I don't know, Ball. I don't know if they're equal. I think Latios is still better, I think. But, I think, we need... this is the problem I had with the tier list initially, is 17 and 16. I kind of, it was really hard for me to figure out what to do with those tiers, to be honest. It feels like everything feels like a 16-point kind of guy. It feels like you have a solid 18... 17 to 16 is just interchangeable, and then it kind of feels like everything else makes sense after. Latios I think is better than Latias, but Latias is really good, especially without Toxic. The fact that there's no Toxic guys in this generation makes setup Latias so good. With Terra, the guy's obviously just insanity. It's just one of the most broken Pokemon of all time. But that's just my opinion. So, all right, John, are you in here? Do you wanna see what we did? Want to see what we cooked up?
I am in here. Hold on. I'm about to drop a generational quote. It's really quick.
Oh, are we? We're gonna break generations with this one.
All right. This one's going immediately in quotes. There we go.
Whoa, let's see what this quote. Kaz, I don't know. That's crazy. I knew you were gonna. Is this season the Civil War? This is the Civil War.
This is the Civil War.
Ooh, Kaz, we haven't teamed before
Ooh.
on a team. That would be fun. If you did sign up. I think people still have to drop the teams, of course. Let's get these apps in. Yeah. John, this might be effective for you to get apps up. Yeah. But you know, hey, winners win. Tran, I went to sub, realized already. What is hate, Tran? That's my go.
The handshake.
All right, let's talk about the tier list. Let's talk about the tier
Wait,
list.
hold on. D-Ray said it doesn't take a lot to make John do something he already wanted to do anyway.
That's crazy.
So true. Actually.
Dude, there's no way you weren't dropping the tier list or the fucking apps today.
Ian, I just got you an extra 5 subs.
Bro, is anyone we know playing? Ant is playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's us and Star. It's some group
Star is playing.
It's mostly just my community. The whole point.
Yeah, it's gonna be mainly people in John's community.
If you want to play, Kaz, absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to play, hey, if we play on the same team, it could be Raps.
I will warn you though, it is not as much you're probably envisioning it being a lot more team tour than it is. No.
Yeah, Kaz, you might have to tone down the expectations of the team. Maybe a little bit.
I didn't even mean like that. I just meant it's
well, I more so mean the expectation, the level of effort. You're gonna get people like me who just waffle around a little bit too much going in. Dude, I'm not gonna say this to spoil. I've done my damnedest to not spoil BBR this stream.
I already leaked my perspective. How
Oh,
many people actually
I've
Minecraft?
almost leaked like a bunch of people's picks.
I
almost leaked the
and
doc, dude. I brought up the BBR season 7 doc, and I almost dragged the season 8 doc and threw it on screen with all the picks. Which would have been just a nightmare. Owen would have.
And saying he's a round 1 pick is crazy, by the way. That dude might go round 5.
Dude, Star is having us run laps. Star and Obo, dude, we're running laps.
Kaz on the Star Obo team would go crazy.
Dude, I would love to just be a fly on the wall of a Kaz Obo draft chat. That would pay so much money to see them try to draft together.
Oh man. Thank goodness we don't have Kaz on the mic. Like right, that'd be
that's true. That's true. That's funny. All right. We had some heated discussion, John. We argued for like it felt like 5-10 minutes about Alola Ninetales in 10 points. I knew that was gonna get people. I knew people were not gonna like that one. That people got. I probably shouldn't play because I'm gonna do the redacted tour. Ooh, are we committing to that? Keep your eyes peeled. That's true.
Was just
yeah.
a big way for Kaz to say that he's running something soon.
Well, if it's the one that I think it is, it's the one that we are running soon, potentially coming soon.
Wait, I don't know about this.
No, this is kind of all right. I gotta deal with this cat, man. I swear.
Is that Maggie?
Maggie, you gotta go.
Dude. All right, chat. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, sub, of course, so we can drop apps today. Some people overrate the mind, some people underrate. Yeah,
I'm gonna lose my mind
hopefully
with this cat.
get rid of this
Man.
cat, yeah.
You know what? We're doing a trade on stream. Maggie for Zaba, straight up.
Dude,
No
free,
draft capital.
No, free. You have no, Keegan, you have no idea. I would make that trade in a heartbeat. I wouldn't, dude. Zaba's out the door. Let's just say that.
Zaba is out.
If you want to hear how much I love Zaba, he's been good the past couple of days, but the past week before that, I was thinking about giving him to Obo.
That's
Imagine
crazy
Obo
hate.
taking care of this cat.
That's crazy hate. We have two possible tours in the
tours in
work,
the work?
both in danger of falling through. I don't know what the second one is. You can DM me that. I know the first one. The first one of them, I think we're definitely doing. Which one are we definitely doing? I think we're doing the one that we discussed with the Victini server. I think that one's 1,000,000% gonna happen. I don't know what other one you're talking about. I know the second one you're talking about. That's not happening. That's never gonna happen, I don't think. That was a really fun conversation for one day, and that's just not going off the ground. I think the Victini server one is happening 1,000,000%. At least I would commit to doing it, for sure.
Was the second one the one that I know about? I was
Yeah,
part of
Kaz.
the
Okay,
conversation.
I figured out the second one Kaz was talking about. What were you saying, John?
Was it the one that I know about? It was in. They talked about it in LTM.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yes, that one I don't think is gonna happen. I really doubt it.
I highly doubt it. Yeah.
I think it's
I don't see a time frame of which.
Yeah, I don't
Also, there
see a
was
window
there was some
of it that makes
developments
sense.
on
I
leagues.
don't think enough people would be interested.
Yeah, and there were a lot of developments with other leagues that make me.
The Victini server
think
feels like
will
it's
happen.
contingent on. The problem is Kaz is I think it's like I see I see what it is gonna be. It's gonna be like you doing it and like that. I think he really wants it to happen, but it's gonna be us making it happen is the problem. Which I mean is fine. Like I mean we can do it, but that's not the topic of today's conversation though. Back to the tier list, John. Let me share my screen actually, so you don't have to watch the YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, and for chat, I'm not gonna try to impose too much on too many things. Like if something's like Keegan wanted to ban knockoff, I told him I didn't want that.
That I explicitly said I wasn't going to do that for this because one other thing that I
was using an example.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to impose too much because I want this to be like your tier. It's called the Keegan tier list. I want it to be your tier
True.
list.
That's
you
fair.
moved to Rabagos up.
Dude, all right. So I did. To be fair, I took a lot of input from chat on this one. I let them kind of speak their mind because a lot of like what we move up and down. I think I'm a lot more open to people's thoughts on that. It was mainly the bands that I was like super key on. I think Terapagos is really, really good. And I think especially on this board, I think you're gonna take Terapagos top 5. Probably higher, to be honest.
You don't have to convince me. Like,
I think that Pokemon's super good.
You're at 489 subs, by the way.
Am I? Jesus.
Yes, you are.
Bro, we're actually gonna hit it tonight. That's crazy. That is crazy work. Considering we started the day at like bros blaming chat. No, I think chat we cooked. We cooked here. I think we started the day at like 470 and are gonna end up at 500, which is super jokes. I like our tier list. As I said, the only thing I'm not confident on is 17 and 16. But I feel like there's so little to differentiate those Pokemon that it's really tough. I don't know. I'm not convinced one way or another, like, what we should do here. I picked Terapagos second. I think Kalize is onto something. Dude, would you take Terapagos first? Like, I don't know. Like, that's kind of where I'm at a little bit. Like, I think, Jared called me? Yeah. I think Terapagos is really good. The Petron, okay. This is one thing people I think are really harping on now is the Petron. I think everything from like 16 up, I think we're kind of good with. Petron, I think is really, really good. This Pokemon is like, in terms of like defensive walls, is like probably one of the best there is in this tier. It walls so much of the metagame. Tuskasian, that's true. Tusk is up there for sure. I think it walls so much in the metagame, and like its move, like Malignant Chain and its ability, that's such a hard click to switch into. That's really, really tough. Could merge them and take out 18. That's an option, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not. Then you'd have to like bring some of it down, maybe. I think I'm good with this. I think I'm good with this because that adds so much more work, and John wants to get these apps out today, and we want to get this done today. Like we're gonna finish this tier list today. I think this Pokemon's real. Oh my god, I keep moving. I think Petron's really good, man. I think this Pokemon's like one of the best Pokemon in 15, even. It's just super good. It's easy to switch into. I don't think it is. I think it's called Own a Steel type. Like, tell me how many good Steel types are on this board that you want to switch into. Like, I don't know, man. I can see that we don't have a lot of data with this Pokemon yet. I'll grant that, but this Pokemon is really good. With your tier list in mind, are you thinking 115 or 120? I'm thinking 110. I think 110 is a sweet spot to hit right now in draft. I'm usually really big on more points. Like, the more points, the merrier. But I think 110 probably. But yeah, I think Petron's 15. I think this Pokemon's really, really good. I think a lot of the Steel types you say they switch into, that's right, you Parting Shot, and then like you take advantage of those Steel types. A lot of the Steel types are really exploitable this gen, too. Alright, let's move back into like this 10 to 9 range that we were kind of waffling in a little bit. And kind of work through what we want to do here. And see if there's anything that we really feel super strongly about. Someone said Iron Thorns in 10 is not great. Dude, I feel like we could put Iron Thorns like 5 and people won't draft that guy. It can sweep you. Yeah, it can sweep. There's a lot of good things that this guy has going for him. You know, it pains me to say, but Brian, we'll move Brian to 9. I'm like very like incrementalist with some of these changes. So you can move him down. One thing we're going to do is, like, my agenda is going to come out here. We're moving Flygon hella down. There's only a normal Steel type who could hold Clear Amulet. Yeah. This guy's going to, like, 6. We'll put him to 7. Flygon is getting annihilated on this board. Goodbye, Flygon. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy, because you're down here. You are definitely worse than a lot of the guys in here. You are not better than Cyclizar. I can guarantee you that much. I'm going to tell you that for free. Goodbye, Flygon. All right, let's talk about... Let's work a little bit in this tier list a little bit. In 11, I still don't think I want to move anything up. Gallade I could see. I think Gallade's a really, really good Pokemon. I think really it's Moltres is the only Pokemon or like Rotom Heat that I'm like super interested in moving up. I know those Pokemon are really, really good right now. I think their Fleckon is the Shanghai Dragon. Dude, Fleckon, dude, I don't even think Fleckon could trust for the Shanghai Sharks. That guy's that bad. That guy's just undraftable, I think. And it's even my branded logo. Like, everyone's like, bro, but your team is named after Flygon. It's not named after Flygon because that guy's good. It's named after Flygon because it fits the name. That's all it is. I think I want to move Moltres up. I'm going to move this guy to 12.
I'm back again, but I do have Jayla, so I might have to like go in and off of mute.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Chat, say hello to Jayla.
Jayla has not been good today. Do not say hello to Jayla. You will entice her.
Dude, Jayla's barely won, okay? It is what it is. It's just how it's gonna be. Alright, I think Moltres up is a good... I think Moltres is just, like, a great Pokemon. I think that Pokemon is, like, just unbelievable.
10 subs away, Keegan.
Dude, we're so close. You're so close to being able to drop apps. Is Olympique some random Canadian spot? It is my favorite soccer team. It's based off this. Look, it's not a great... It doesn't work that great, I will say. The city is named
Keegan, your
Leon.
stream is only on the Jjdl doc, by the way.
This stream to you?
No. Like the actual stream. Unless it's just behind. Oh, you just don't have... Never mind, you have really high latency.
Do I have a... Oh, yeah. I forgot to put... I forget that you have to change those settings every time.
No, I set it as my default. I can show you how after.
Okay, yeah, let's look at that. I thought I did, but I'm just a bot with that. Yeah, this is what it's named after. It's not a great... Yeah, LTC school, like, we're good. That's what it's named after. So. Yeah, we like Moltres up. People are saying Hippo down.
Wait, I'm a big Hippo guy, but he also lost Toxic this gen. Kind of sucks.
He's kind of mid. I don't know. He's okay. I think like a lot of like the thing is, I think a lot of the weather setters get priced so high, even when there's like not a lot of good ways to use them. Like Hippo's rated high because you can use it with Excadrill, but you're not even doing that ever. You're just drafting T-Tar. You know what I mean? Like you're just not using Hippo to set sand that often. So I think I'm gonna move Hippo down. I also broke this doc, John. I assume you're copy and pasting this into a new doc after.
Yeah, I'm just moving the tiers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I also think Torkoal can go down to 10 as well. Especially without gouging fire. Like, you have, like, one guy that he's good with, and I don't even think Torkoal's that good. So I think you can make these guys a little cheaper to entice that. Klefki 12. I think Klefki is really, really good. And there's a lack of, like, Fairy and Steel types, and it's both of those, which is really good. It's a good hazard setter, and it's got good utility. Above Goodra H. Goodra H could come up, honestly, too. Say less.
Did you ban any more mons or no?
No, we didn't ban anything else.
Yo, Central. Look at the mod chat, dude. Oh my gosh, this dude does not... This average Central moment.
Oh no, Central waffling.
Bro talks here and not the mod chat. Buddy's gotta be on top of that. He's gotta be the first one to send a message.
That is crazy. Bro, what 7 subs away now, John, from your apps dropping?
That is crazy.
That is wild. Like, that is a crazy jump in one day.
Talk about the John Jr. effect, am I right?
Bro, the John Jr. trip goes crazy.
You started at 470, didn't you?
Yeah, today.
Dude, that is kind of insane.
It is kind of wild. Dude, the Discord calls to action are kind of wild. Garganackle feels... Alright, let's look at anything else in 11. I was talking about Ceruledge a little bit.
Card without Terra is ass, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately he's kind of ass. Ceruledge, I swear Maggie's back, and I'm going to lose my mind, because she's going to leave again. Ceruledge is an interesting Pokemon to move up. I think people have been, like, super high on that Pokemon recently. Maybe you pay your
There's so
mods.
much.
I'd be a better mod. That's crazy. Bro, Central's putting... Dude, Central's
I
putting
do
it
pay
down.
them. I pay them an exposure. They get to be my mod.
Pay
It's a
and
privilege.
exposure is wild to say. Bro, you're getting clipped on graphics Twitter and you're done.
He gets to talk to me. Oh shoot.
That's basically a punishment, honestly. Alright, I swear, Maggie, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. Maggie, what do you want? What? What? Go! You have food. Stop it. I'm up to here right now, John. I'm up to here. I know you understand.
Oh, I understand. If you can't tell by Jayla screaming.
Yeah, I know you see the vision. Bro, John, it's 5 away now. Your apps better be ready, big dog, because they're gonna have to drop pretty soon.
Well, the thing I was talking to Central about not responding to, Jayla, really? Just 2 seconds, please. Was asking to make sure we were ready because I don't know if we're actually ready.
That's crazy. Oh my god, that's funny. Alright. I think once we get to the lower part of the tier, I don't know how much of this actually matters.
Dude, Jayla thinks she owns this house or something.
True.
Tell him.
Maggie
Tell
thinks
him,
she owns
Jayla.
this house too. She's got
Jayla
another
is
thing.
waving at you, by the way. I said tell him, and she started waving.
Oh, that's cute. The only other thing is maybe to Dunsparce 11, but I'm not super intrigued in that. I don't think there's anything else I'd honestly do in this tier list. Like, I don't actually like once you get down this low, I don't actually think there's like that much you would do.
Can you put Salazzle down 1 for the culture?
Ooh, you know what? Salazzle's really good value, so I'll do that to make it even better value. That's a good call.
Yo, shout out Star.
Yo, shout out Star for telling me Salazzle would be bad. Is that 10? Oh, Torterra's 10 points? Well, maybe we should.
Come on, Bear.
Let's throw it to 11. Let's maybe be a little bit more mindful of some of those threats in this less powerful metagame.
So, Keegan, I don't know if you've done this yet, but why don't you go ahead and run through, for the chat, of course, what you've decided to ban and why. Because something, like, let's go ahead and start with...
Yeah, I was gonna... Alright, I have to actually... Oh, that put up... I don't have a... That's a Valorant alt. Don't tell Riot I have Valorant alts.
Are you not allowed to have ults anymore? I have ults.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. All right, I haven't actually put the list of what we're banning, and we probably need it to do to talk about the season. So I think we finished the tier list. I kind of like this tier list. Let's go through each of the bans. Dragapult was one of them.
Some bumping music in the back. I didn't even realize till right now.
You were thinking 9? I think we'll put it to 11. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's really, really good. But, I think let's, maybe we revisit that after, but I think we should do the list of what we banned. I'm going to do the ones, like, I'm not going to include Champao in this list because, like, that guy is banned anyway. That guy's just not good, or not good for draft. So I'm going to go through all of the Pokemon one by one that I remember, and if I forget any of them, then I guess shoot me in a video game, of course. We're going to start with Dragapult. I think this one is super, super self-explanatory as to why this Pokemon is a problem. I see a lot of people say, Dragapult's fine, it doesn't get a lot of kills. If you watch, I saw Owen just join chat. Watch Owen's retrospective on BBR, where he talks about speed in Draft League. Really, really good watch to get a perspective on like a lot of the thinking behind these bans and like why some Pokemon might look mid, but we chose to ban them. there's some good points on the philosophy of the bans in that video, and I'm gonna put Deoxys Speed next. I think it's also another self-explanatory one. Live Central Reaction. You should watch that. I think that does a good job explaining why these two bans are self-explanatory. I think non-negotiable in Draft League. I think these Pokemon are non-negotiable bans at this point. And I
Keegan,
think, what?
Why is Regieleki not banned? Because he's faster than both of them.
Because that guy can't deal damage to anything. Did I ban him? I think I might have banned him straight up for being ass.
Yo, I'm with it, actually.
Oh, no, he's in 7 points.
Okay, I was like, that would be so funny.
Yeah, he got banned for being ass. No. So these two Pokemon, I think they're non-negotiable. I don't think you can play leagues with these Pokemon anymore. Like, I get, like, I see people, like, going the other way, like, allowing more. I just, these are non-starters, I think, in draft at this point. Next up, Darkrai.
I think Darkrai should join the list, shouldn't be allowed.
I think this one is, like, also self-explanatory. I just don't, what are the Terra rules? No Terra Owen. This is no Terra. So, you see all the Terra points, there's no Terra in this league. Which will allow for some of the decisions. I think Darkrai is just such an, like, as soon as you get one good momentum Pokemon, like, on your team, this Pokemon becomes so easy to just position, deal, like, infinite damage. It's just so easy to, like, you can, as soon as you get Hypnosis on it too, like, all bets are off. Like, I think this Pokemon is just, like, you know, maybe there are a lot of ways to switch into it semi-regularly, but I think it's just, like, I just don't see the play experience being there. For me. I just think it's too powerful offensively and too consistent offensively. And then you add in Hypnosis and it's just like, it's just not a great thing to have around. Complex ban, and that's another thing. I am 100% against complex bans. I am against complex bans to the point that I would rather just ban Blaziken than allow Blaziken, for example. Now we're going to get into the Pokemon that I think are, like, a lot less self-explanatory. So I think these ones are all self-explanatory. We're going to get into the ones that are a lot less self-explanatory. Urshifu Single Strike.
Go ahead and throw Sneasler on there, self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah. Sneasler. Yeah, Sneasler. Self-explanatory in lowercase. Dire Claw, man. I think Sneasler, I hate the move Dire Claw as a concept. I get people say L plus run Covert Cloak. Sure. If you want to be forced to run Covert Cloak on your mid switch in, and it just get you turned on and taken advantage of, and that's your enjoyment of draft, by all means, you can do that. I'm not going to judge you if you want to do that. This one's ridiculous.
Sure, Keegan, do not let this dude fool you. He will talk the most behind closed doors.
Yeah. By all means, like, Sneasler, this guy's, yeah, I would say, this guy pussy, dude. I hate this guy.
Dude, like, wait, we're 3 away. We're 3 away.
Hurry, let's go. Let's go. We're in the hype part now, because now I gotta stand on business for all my ban decisions. Sneasler, this guy's just stupid. I hate this guy so much. Is he the most broken? No. Would he be 16 on this board? Probably. Is he stupid? Yes. This guy's dumb. Alright. We're getting into the Pokemon that now, like, Urshifu Single Strike is our first interesting one. Because I think this is the first one. So it's really broken from a power perspective. It was one of the best Pokemon in Sword and Shield. But it feels a little bit more balanced in this metagame. And the reason I specifically banned this guy was no Terra. It means there are, like, no fairies in this dex. And you kill. So, like, it is so easy to position this guy with no fairies. And with a lot of the fast guys banned. This Pokemon's really easy to position and deal a lot of damage without fairy types in the metagame. Like, Clefable is, like, your only, like, super consistent switch into this, like, regularly. To be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I think this guy is just super problematic without Terra. In the metagame is a balancing act. That I think you have to get rid of him. Just because you just don't have consistent ways to deal with it. Often. What's the next most obvious one? This one. This one is more, I guess, like a little more self-explanatory. Iron Valiant. I think booster energy is like a really obscene item in like the context of Pokemon. I think one of the things that has kept a booster energy in balance in draft is I think that people are so scared to like burn up the booster energy that they just like don't use their Iron Valiant a lot when they bring that as the set. This Pokemon I think is like above all else like one of the best Pokemon in draft, and I think like booster energy is just such an easy item to abuse with it, and it just hits like a truck. Like there's so few options that you have to switch into this. So this is booster. Oh, did we hit 500? Let's go.
Wait, did you?
Owen just said I hit 500.
Let's fucking go, Keegan! 501!
Dude, Owen, dude, did Owen plug in the Dragon Sand as well?
Plug goes crazy. Brother,
That's
I saw
crazy.
that 499 creep to 500. Let's chill out. I got him 29
If he hits us before his stream ends, we'll finish a rough draft of the tiers. Dude, Owen committed another one of my nights to finishing another tier list. That's crazy. Dude, Sunny is not getting the ORS video anytime soon. I'm gonna be sitting here talking tier list for like ever. But Iron Valiant booster energy, it's the most egregious user of booster energy, and then it's really difficult to switch in this Pokemon more than once. But yeah, wow, what a stream. Thank you everyone who subscribed. I know like I've been like kind of like playing it off a little bit like the entire time, but I do really appreciate everyone who's like taken the time to like subscribe. I really do appreciate it, especially going into BBR. We have a lot coming up over the next couple of weeks, which is going to be super exciting. So, you know, did you subscribe to get the JJDL apps soon? Maybe, but there's a lot of like good draft stuff coming soon as well. So this one is like me, Keegan, I don't like this guy. Yeah, this one there's a lot more hate involved into it. So yeah, super awesome. So yeah, JJDL apps will drop after the stream, I guess. John, do we have the app done? Can we actually drop it?
Yeah, I mean everything's been done except the doc, and the doc's still not done. But I can make a copy of it for the tier list and add it to the doc.
100%. All right, Iron Valiant's gone. What's the next one we want to talk about? Gouging Fire. This is where we start to get into the personal preference one. This is... I think that this Pokemon kind of fits into that like same aspect that it's really difficult to switch. It's really difficult to switch into. So like basically there's basically limited switch-ins. And the main reason I don't like this one is I think a lot of Pokemon to like effectively wall Gouging Fire had to basically be like Rocky Helmet sacks that force you to use Flare Blitz. Is I think like the play pattern that like you often have to do with Gouging Fire, which is not a great play pattern. Like if your game plan is force you to click Flare Blitz and die with the Rocky Helmet on and then kill after, like that is just not great gameplay. And like I think this Pokemon is just super bulky. It's really hard to like check with like mid-tier Scarfers as well. And its typing is insane, like defensively, like kind of like sneakily. It's weak to ground, which is kind of a problem. But like Fire Dragon, it's just a really, really good typing. So I think this Pokemon is like just another one that's just not, I think it's really difficult to manage for a lot of teams in this limited decks. 502, now it keeps going. Hey, it keeps going up. As I said, I really appreciate all of this. You know, it's super awesome. We had like what 32 subscribers in one day, which is, you know, ridiculous, but we gotta keep going. Heat Crash is super spammable though. It is, but like then like you actually become you can actually switch in. Thing is super heavy. True, it's the best one. It's just really, really difficult to switch into consistently, and you have to like dedicate a helmet sack to it, which is not great. Next one, Charles Youth, Chiyu. What's the Chiyu website? Like the Chiyu Calc website?
I don't know about
the Chiyu Calc website, by the way. Like, have you done like this guy? Like this guy is slow, yes. And this one is a lot more exploitable by like the mid-tier Scarf options. But the Calcs on Chi-Yu, man, like this Pokemon, like it's just obscene to switch into. Like you can't switch into this Pokemon ever. I've been super fortunate every time I played against Chi-Yu. My opponent has either sacked it, just like inexplicably, or I've had a Diancie, and Diancie walls that guy without Terra, like once, which is even crazy. It wasn't once, but it gets Ruination, then it dies to like 2 fire attacks, which is ridiculous. I think like the calcs on Chi-Yu are just like obscene and just like unplayable most of the time. Like I don't know. I think like once you like, it's one of those Pokemon that you position well and you just can't switch into ever, consistently. And that's part of like the goal that I want this format to be, is I want the games to be a little bit longer and there to be more wiggle room in the team builder for you to build. So like that's why, you know, when you look at stuff like Dragapult and Deoxys Speed being super fast, that limits the range of prep so much that you just have to kind of pull that back. And Chi-Yu, I think, hits that on the power side. Yo, what's up, Obo? Yeah, we hit 500 today. John's propaganda of Jjdl asked for 500 was met, which is super awesome. Now we just have to get 2,000 more hours of watch time to get the channel members, which is the fun part. So these guys we banned. What else did we ban? I'm gonna have to look at the PBR Season 7 doc. Oh, I forgot. Ooh, I forgot about one of the other self-explanatory mons, Spectrier. This guy, I don't know, man. This one is also self-explanatory to me. Some of them also benefit from no Terra as well, which we got into with, which is also good. Spectre for me is self-explanatory. This one, you need like a normal type. You can't find the. Yeah, I'd have to find it. I feel like Ant has it. Spectrier is also like super just like broken. You have to have like a normal type, but then like the normal types often just don't beat this guy ever. Like you have like John Jr. build saying, put an Audino on the team, it beats the ghost type.
What's good with you, man? You thought I was away from my computer?
Yeah, and then you just set up a sub on it, nasty plot, and kill the guy anyway. I like, it's just like super dumb. Palafin is another one. Palafin's not in the self-explanatory for me, but Palafin is a no Terra menace. It's like one of the things that's like really, I think Palafin with Terra around is a really good Pokemon. It's a really good skill testing Pokemon on the user side and on the defensive side with Terra around. I think that Pokemon is a very high skill ceiling mod on either side. With Terra, I think you have enough tools to beat it, I think, consistently. Without Terra, I think it's really, your options to beat this Pokemon are super limited. Without the ability to like create a check with Terra, because its move pool is like sort of limited, and you have enough typings that can switch into it, that it's hard for the Palafin player to predict with it. And Palafin requires a lot of like really strict build decisions with Terra around. That I think it's fine. With no Terra, I think those decisions become a lot easier, and like its moveset is super spammable against everything that you have going on.
Let me just say, thank goodness JBR had it last JDL season.
That is crazy hit. Who had it last PBR season? I don't remember who had it last PBR season. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I cannot recall.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who had it last PBR season. So, what's the next Pokemon that I banned? Oh, Ursaluna Blood Moon. This is a sneaky one. I feel like people.
Oh wow! I didn't see that you banned this guy actually.
Ursaluna Blood Moon. This Pokemon never dies. On a scale of 1 to 500, how many subs do you have? I have Oras Zardwai Cress. Level of subs right now. But welcome, L5. Ursaluna Blood Moon, this guy just cannot die. I think one of the things with Ursaluna, and I've already started, I guess I say that I spoil teams for BBR. But when you prep for this Pokemon, the Pokemon that can switch into Blood Moon and then also do offensive pressure to punish it for coming in, the Venn diagram of that is like non-existent, basically, is like the main problem with this Pokemon. And then it also has setup as well, which is like super good. And then it just has Moonlight as well. It has like actual recovery on it, which is just obscene. I think like this Pokemon, you basically have to punish by like making a Toxic on it somehow, or like a T-Spike, or like having just like sacking Pokemon to like deal damage, which is not like an effective way to deal with it. I didn't say we're prepping for Blood Moon. Like, we can't be spoiling teams just yet. It's just Scizor and some guys. Yeah, basically. I think that that's the biggest problem with this Pokemon, is that the Pokemon that you have to use to switch into it just can't do anything back, and become limited switch-ins over time. So Ursula to Blood Moon, yeah, I guess that guy also just doesn't switch in, which is insane. So this guy never dies, and that's basically it. The mons that do that are banned. Yeah, also the mons that can do it are banned too. So that there's that as well.
Is that it? Did you ban anything?
No, Urshifu Rapid Strike. Joey does it. That's my reasoning. Joey does it, and it's a broken guy that we can ban. I think Rapid Strike is like realistically like pretty fine in the metagame, all things considered. I think there's a lot of good like tools for it. But I think like in terms of like a power level, I think like people are kind of like mid on it anyway, whether it should be allowed. So I don't know. Joey does it. I think it's fine to ban. I don't really have any complaints with banning it. I think it's the one that I'm the most on the fence with about being allowed.
Can you ban Cresselia? Because I banned that once before, so it's surely a good idea.
You're such a funny guy. I don't think anything else actually got banned. Joey does it is crazy. I don't know, like it's one of the Pokemon that like for me I just like remove because I don't like particularly enjoy playing with it. I think there's like a lot of ways to like punish this mon. But like I don't know, it's just not great.
Keegan, you almost made me spaz, bro. I thought this was the BBR board at first, and I was like, bro, they can see who took what.
Dude, I Owen here is because I said I almost leaked it. It's the 7 one. I made sure it's 7. I had like the 7 doc loaded up to like use as a reference point for this. The BBR season 8 doc was open up right beside it. I almost threw the season 8 doc up immediately, and I almost leaked the entire draft, which would have been insane. What tab am I even on for BBR Season 8? Would I have leaked much if I did that? Oh, I would have leaked it all. Damn.
It would have just been out.
Bruh.
It would have just been...
Dude, I would have leaked it all. It might have been on site. It might have been on site. It might have been an end stream delete FOD kind of moment. That would have been tough. I think we only banned these 12. I don't think anything else was banned. I guess there are some things that are banned that like could count. I guess like I guess Chanpao is technically banned, but like I don't know if you are including Chanpao in your league, then I don't know. I guess sure I'll put it because it's a John Jr. stream and he loves Chanpao.
Yeah. What about Dialga Origin?
Yeah, Dialga Origin. Yeah. Spoiler alert. That is apparently allowed in a league that's going on. I will choose with my I will choose with my new platform of like 32 more subs to be very respectful in public about that decision. Oh, I forgot Speed Boost Blaziken. That one is also banned. Blaziken, no complex, stand on business. I think this Pokemon is like also borderline with Urshifu Rapid Strike. I just don't like Speed Boost Blaziken. I think the Pokemon is like super lame and super not fun. Dude, people are allowing this guy in low tier. That's another one I will reserve my comments for.
Zama 2, I guess.
Some leagues allow Zamazenta Crown.
Yeah.
That's yeah. All right, Zamazenta Crown.
I still think it's crazy.
Yeah, Zamazenta Crown goes in the question mark tier. Like, what are you doing? Like, do we need to explain this one? Cool. I may or may not be in the one in the Dialga Origin League. Look, like I understand like to a certain point, like if you're gonna allow all these broken ones, you need a lot more to like balance support out. I just don't see it. Like it's just not. It just can't be. We have Zama. Okay, now Zama, Zenta, no crown. That's also question mark. Like, what are we doing? Like, we can't be. There are certain things that just like aren't a thing that like shouldn't be a thing. That's one of them. I get like why, and I get like I get how I get that perspective, and I get like going that direction. It's just not for me. I just my solution is just not to allow more than you ban. I just don't see allowing more. It like exacerbating the problem is just not the solution that I like. That's just for me. If that's the solution you want to take, I think it makes sense. You could have it, but that's just kind of what it is. At least for that, that's just my thoughts. I prefer this type of method to meta solving than allowing more things. I think allowing more things just creates more problems. Like if we talk about Zama into Crown, we allowed this guy in his Swish in NCP, the one Sword and Shield league that I did. Freaking J Bear had this guy. This guy's the most broken Pokemon ever. Did he 8-0 this league? I'm pretty sure he did. What is his team name again? The Ann Arbor Excelgors. He went 6-2 going into playoffs. I got slapped by Tiro in this league. I was so sad. But I think that's a list of all the banned Pokemon. Did I ban any more? We included a few of the question mark ones that probably don't need to be talked about. But I think we got all of them. That was all the Pokemon that we banned in draft. I would say like 13 of them are Pokemon that like we would consider like contemporary like staples in draft league now at this point. And they're gone. So I think this is the best way to solve the metagame. I think this metagame is going to be super interesting. I'm super excited to try this out in JJDL coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be really fun to see how this tier list plays out. While we're here, I don't want to end stream just yet. I think we probably have a few more things we can do looking at the bottom of the tier list, but again, I think at this point, like, you're splitting hairs on things that I think just ultimately don't matter.
The press wants to know really quickly. Are you participating in JJDL Season 4 now that they carried you above 500 subs?
Well, I think I have to. I think, you know what I mean?
I think you have. That's what I was thinking.
I think it has to happen. I think I have to be in JJDL now. So I will be playing in the season. I think I was going to anyway, to be honest. I was waffling about not doing it, but yeah, I think we're definitely playing in this season coming up. But I think this is mission accomplished, John.
You did it, and it was probably your most successful stream yet, right?
I think some of the Emerald. Well, in terms of subscribers, yes, 32 subscribers is obviously crazy. So thank you once again, everyone, for that. That is like above and beyond what I thought we were going to be doing today. I was just hoping to chill out, bait a few people in the John Jr. server for their opinions on the draft and like troll people a little bit. Keen's got to be the first pick after the Start Draft Now movement. You might be disappointed with the effort I might put in as a first pick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad at supporting in team tours. I'll put that one right out into the ether. But yeah, this stream went really well for subscribers. So like in terms of that, I think like the Emerald Open ones went up for so much longer, so it's hard to compare those. But yeah, this is the tier list though. So John, I think you're gonna put this in the doc for JJDL. Apps are going out tonight at some point, or if they're not already out. I haven't pushed it Discord too much.
I gotta get some stuff finished up, and I gotta sit with Jjdl for a little bit, and then we're gonna get it ready to release.
Hell yeah!
You hear me?
Yes, he can hear you. Obo's here.
Hugo.
Obo's here? Oh no! What's up, Obo?
You want the headphones?
Yeah, you know what? Let's have Obo entertain the crew for a little bit.
Hugo.
What's up?
I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you participating in JJDL Season 4?
I just told the chat I was playing in Jjdl season 4.
So I'm a team captain, so I might pull some strings. You might end up on.
I'm gonna end up on the Star Oboe team. All I'm gonna say, Oboe, is you're having no input on my draft. You're not touching my draft, big dog.
I'll be like, all right, hear me out, man. Round 4 Cryogonal.
Dude, of course Central's.
That's a little high for Cryogonal. I love a good Cryogonal. I might have that guy on my team. Also, Oboe, I don't know if you saw this on the tier list. We made an adjustment to Flygon's points. What do you think of Flygon all the way down in 7?
No shot you put Flygon in 7. That is,
dude, it's not
what
better
are you
than
smoking?
Cyclozar in 8.
Flygon's better than Cyclozar.
Oh, there's another Pokemon we gotta drop. I forgot. Serena, this guy's gotta go.
Flygon's speed 10 points.
Serena's going to like 6. This guy's a fraud. Goodbye, Serena. All right, I forgot. I didn't do my hate picks now. We're gonna sabotage the draft with some hate picks. So Serena down in 6. Politoed can go to like 5. That guy's useless.
Serena's a little bit higher than it usually is, huh?
What?
Serena's a little high, don't you think?
that's what I'm saying. Politoed's going to 5. Someone you can play in the rain in 5 points if you want. Wait, this guy could be 4. Honestly, he's not better than Belly Bolt. But no, we'll put it in 5.
Frogs?
It sets up.
You're comparing frogs now.
Oh, yeah. What else can move down? I hate to say it. I think Iron Thorns and Iron Leaves have got to go to 8. These guys are not. Oh, Galvantula's going to 8. This guy's not useless. It's useless.
Keegan said, "I don't care about the low tier." Also, Keegan, give me like 10 more.
You know what? I looked at him like, man. You know what? I kind of hate these guys. Let's put some hate watches in. Iron Thorns 8. Iron Leaves go to 8 too. I like Iron Leaves. I think Iron Leaves is interesting, but obviously without Terra. Hoopa seems high at 8. I think Hoopa is actually kind of decent. I don't think it's a great mon by any means, but like I've seen it like do it's got like a decent offensive stabs, and if you position it well, then it's kind of good. Registeel down? Where's Registeel? Wait, am I blind? Where's Registeel? Registeel's already an 8. I was trying to look at 10s. I think Registeel's fine at 8. It's a decent mon at 8 points. You get I think you get enough value for your 8 points. I don't see any problem with that guy at 8. What else can we put down? Ninetales is a fraud. That guy can go to 8. Yeah, 8 points for Ninetales. You guys can get your cheap weather setters with me, and they're still not going to be useful, even with the cheap price. What else? I kind of think I'm good with everything else, to be honest. I think everything else is kind of decent. I don't think we need to really like go too much more deeper than this on the tier list. I think this was a fun exercise, though. I haven't like actually gone through a tier list like this in a while, and this is good practice for when we finish the NatDex mod as well. So there you have it. I think this is it. This is my first take at the Gen 9 is fixed draft. I think this tier list idea and concept is what saves Gen 9 right here. We've saved Gen 9 today. This format is now finally playable. We'll have good games in it consistently, and we can all finally enjoy Pokemon again playing Gen 9.
Make
at least
Pokemon great again.
Oh, is Fortress in 6?
All right, I'm gonna hop out, Keegan. But thank you guys so much for subbing to Keegan. I really appreciate it, showing Keegan the support. Apps will be released later. And,
hell yeah, and I think hell yeah. No, thank you for hopping in, John. That was a good time.
See you guys.
Peace out. Peace out, John. Fortress can go to 6. I think that guy. Yeah, you know what? I'll put Fortress in 6. No Terra C. I think Terra. I need to really formulate my opinions on Terra still. I'm doing 2 no Terra leagues. BBR is no Terra, and this will be no Terra. I've got a lot of like no Terra. I kind of think we might Terra. I like Terra for some cases. not for others. We'll get into that at another point in time, I think. But yeah, Fortress is 6 certainly. Fortress could be lower. I think that guy. I don't think that Pokemon's draftable, but we are like at 6 points. But I think that's the end of the stream, everyone. I think we've done about like 2 hours worth of streaming. We finished the tier list. We've gone through everything. I really appreciate everyone who has hung out today in the tier list stream. This has been super, super fun. I appreciate everyone who subscribed. I really do appreciate that. 33 in one day to hit the 500 is like it's unbelievable. Like you guys really stepped up today and made this like an overwhelming success to start JJDL. And now we start JJDL. So apps go out tonight. Be in the John Jr. Discord. You probably are all coming from there anyway. So make sure to go there and sign up. I will be playing with this tier list. And I think this tier list is going to be fire. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to see a lot of really good games this time around in Gen 9. I think this is going to be some of the best Gen 9 gameplay you're going to see with this tier list. So we'll see everyone. I don't know when my next stream. I have a video going up tomorrow. It's VGC though, so if you don't like VGC, you don't like VGC. But BBR draft analysis for me goes up next week along with everyone else, including John. So stay tuned for that. BBR starting up, and then watch your JJDL games. All the JJDL content stuff going up starting this coming week. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see everyone in the JJDL games, John Jr. server, and all that.